My name is Mark Twyman. I'm Senior Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer for Inovio Pharmaceuticals. For the object related to their project, I chose a time machine. The team was together for the project for the first time really since COVID. So it's kind of back to the future, if you will. The second reason is that the project really forced us to go back and really assess decision making that we had made in the past with respect to establishing stage gates for assets that were going through clinical development. So the project really did span a whole horizon from the past and then looking forward to ensure that we were really certain about the approach that we wanted to use for our asset stage gate process. The benefit that really Alsamed brought to the table was to have a really expert intermediary, if you will, a third party to take us through the process, to really challenge our thinking, not only the thinking from the past, but also to help us really assess, were there best practices that we had a blind spot to? And were there elements of those best practices that we can incorporate into the process that we use to make really critical decisions about what assets to move forward and how we think about that? For me, what's most important is that the company that we're working with, that they're good listeners, that they are not sort of forcing a playbook. Well, that's not the case with Alsamed. I think that they spent a lot of time listening to what our interests were, what our objectives were, where we thought they could bring the most value to the process, and then we started. And that also allowed for a certain amount of customization of the project. And we made a couple of different pivot decisions along the way based on having a very sort of thoughtful discussion, always keeping our eye on what the objective was for the project. I was a little reluctant at first about the couple of the concepts for the icebreaker. Consistent with Alsamed being very creative and being out of the box, we went with the proposal, and it was a blast. Right? So Jeremy, it's March 27th, and it's a really nice day outside. And I just might give my boss a call and see if she'll let me have a little time to go out and enjoy. I've got some gardening that's left over from the weekend, so this might be the last time folks see me in the office for today, but I've got to make the call.